Hey guys, Sean Midget here. So finally have this Glock to do a video on, and it's not actually fully complete. So let me explain the backstory. This is my brother's. We put it together about a year ago along with the other Glocks that he built. Before the whole P80 ban went into place, the rule change from the ATF, which ended up getting smacked down because, lawsuits, because they don't have the authority to do what they're trying to do. Same thing with the pistol braces. They've currently been getting smacked down on the pistol brace stuff with all the preliminary injunctions. So I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, essentially you can buy P80 kits now, the frames with the jigs and the drill bits, just like you could when he bought these. So, but this was probably over a year ago that he bought these kits. We actually assembled them back in the OH before I ended up moving down here to live with him. So this thing's just been sitting around, and he refused to buy the parts to finish it because I was just gonna assemble the externals, get it sighted in, etc. And he just refused to because he's lazy. So here we are, 2023, and the gun's not completely done. Basically, just the optic might change, and that's because this came from his Glock 17. He got a hollow sun that he put on his Glock 17. It is the Gen 5 OEM Glock, and he upgraded it, got it stippled, got the slide Cerakoted tan, and he ended up getting one of the, if I say, the ACSS reticle. It's like the triangle, the chevron, like an upside down V. I don't like those, in my opinion. I like the holographic, with the dot and the circle, or the just regular dot. But that's his prerogative. That's what he wanted. So this came off of his Glock 17 because he bought that hollow sun. And this just came on here as a placeholder. Now, the reason why this is a placeholder is because he was too lazy to get one of the cheap hollow suns when I told him to. So I own one of the hollow sun. I think it's called the X2. It's RMR cut just like this. They go on sale on Palmetto State for about $180 to $200, and I kept sending him links when they would go on sale, and I haven't seen it on sale in probably 4 months, 3 months maybe. And $180 is an absolute steal. Even $200 is a steal. I paid $215 for mine. So basically, he's waiting for them to come back into stock because he was too lazy to get it when I sent him the link before, because they sell out, and then now they're $245. So he lost out. And just for reference, this is the basic hollow sun that I'm talking about. It still has the solar panel on the top. It's shake awake, but it has the manual mode. I don't know why anybody would use the solar mode. The manual mode actually pulls power off the battery, and so the red dot actually works because the solar mode, the red dot is so friggin' dim. Unless you're like outside in the dead of sun, it may work, but anywhere inside normal use, it's better to have it on manual instead of solar. So yeah, this is the basic sight that he's going to be getting. It's just a red dot. He's going to be getting this for said Glock 19, and I love this thing. It's a 3 MOA. So I'll just start on the frame here. It is a black Polymer 80 Glock 19 lower. Very nice grip. I love the P80, the stippling on it, super nice. It has a magwell on here. I have two of these on two of my Glocks, one on my 17, one on my 19. It's just kind of a no-name. They sell them on eBay. They have a bunch of different colors. They're just aluminum, different colors, like I said. This one's in gold, if you can't tell, if you're blind. And it increases the ability to get your magazine in a little bit better. I mean, it's mainly for looks, doing a two-tone look, but it does have some practicality to it. And I think it was only, I want to say it was $20, maybe $25. Some are $30, depends on the color you get, but between $20 and $30 for that, and that's actually a really good deal. I like that. I love these things. The slide lock on here is a Vickers Tactical, like licensed. I'm not 100% sure who makes it, because Vickers doesn't actually make the parts, I don't think. They're always like OEM, a different company. But anyways, it's a gold slide lock. This one is has a ledge on it. My brother likes this version. He has this on his Gen 5 Glock, and so he bought a couple of these to put on a couple of his P80s because he's obsessed with the ledge that this one has. The slide lock that was on here wasn't bad. I actually like it a little bit more than this one. This was like $30 too. Vickers Tactical stuff isn't super cheap, but it is good quality, and it's gold, so it's got that two-tone look. The magazine catch is standard. It's not the extended one, and that is a good thing in my opinion. Extended magazine catches can be okay for like competition use or range toy. This one is actually going to be put in a car, so this is going to be a car gun, if you will. All right, so now I got 2 magazines of Winchester White Box. This is 115 grain, close to 1200 advertised. Out of a, it doesn't say what length barrel, but out of a 4.5, I would say, yeah, 1150 to 12 is probably correct. Malfunction. It just didn't eject. It does have a pretty heavy recoil spring on here. Okay, so it is shooting high. So a couple of those were sailing over top of it. That's why I wasn't hitting it. So I started aiming at like the very bottom of the target and then hit it every time there. So it is shooting a little bit high. Now the frame does have Picatinny 1913 rail on it, so the flashlights fit perfectly. This is a TLR high lumen from Streamlight. I have one of these on my home defense P80 Glock, and it's 1,000 lumens, fantastic light, well proven, and they're not all that expensive. The prices have gone up. I got mine for like $120, and now they're like close to $140 now for them. And this one my brother has had for a long time too. In fact, I think he got it in a trade a long time ago, like years and years ago. It's just sitting around collecting dust, and makes a good addition to this pistol. The trigger in here is a Timney trigger. Now I did the same modification that I did with both of my Timney triggers. Honestly, the Timney triggers aren't that great out of the box. I modify mine, and basically what I do is I put a piece of plastic behind the trigger bar to reduce the over travel, and then you adjust the trigger, because it has a screw that you can adjust the trigger basically to the breaking point and the reset, and then I do away with the play behind it. Now the one con that occurs when you do this is the little safety thing does not work. The little gold piece on the trigger, the ledge of it, is not interacting with the frame. You see that? Because I have it adjusted too far in. Now you could probably modify that. You could probably like take that little gold piece out and actually shave it down to the point where it still will contact the frame. I thought about doing that, but I just didn't want to do any modifications, and it's not really necessary, in my opinion, for home defense gun, a car gun, a gun that you don't necessarily keep around in the chamber. Okay, so my home defense gun doesn't have a round in the chamber. Somebody breaks in, I rack it, it's good to go. It's accessible. It's on a magnet behind my bed, so it's accessible. I just don't keep one in the chamber. This one is going to be kept in the same condition, so it'll be loaded just like that in the car. Something happens, you know, you got your pistol on you that has one in the chamber, but this sits like in the glove box or some random hidden compartment in your car. So if something does happen, you grab it and you rack it, and you're ready to go basically. Ammo Inc. hollow point, the 115 grain that he's gonna have carried in there. Now the slide on here is Zafiri Precision, as you see, the ZP. It's got, I don't know if they call this the bowl cut, but some of the companies call it like the bowl. I don't know, it doesn't really look like a bowl, but it's cut on the front of the slide here, so it's open, and you can see that when I cock it. Now the barrel is also Zafiri Precision, 9mm. It's in gold. It is fluted, and the fluting is spiraled, which I actually like the straight fluting. In my opinion, I don't like the spiral. The straight fluting looks more pronounced, in my opinion. But it is what it is. This is a KT Crafts muzzle brake. I have 2 of these myself. My brother's also got 2. They're fantastic. You can just buy them on eBay for the cost. I think it's $25. even with shipping, I'm pretty sure 25 to 30. Fantastic price for them. It's made of steel. It attaches with the 2 screws, and that will reduce recoil. It does, in fact. I'd say maybe 15-20% recoil reduction. But worst case, we'll just put a 16-pound NDZ spring in there. They're not very expensive. 2 magazines loaded in the vehicle, 15 round and then 17. So this is a Glock 17. They're both OEM Glock magazines. They're not KCI. Sticks out a little bit. So he will have a decent amount of ammo at his disposal if need be. The ammo that he is using is these Budget Ammo Inc. 115 grain. It says 1160 FPS, which is pretty accurate. This is a 4.5-inch barrel because it is threaded. It's actually decently long. So I imagine, yeah, about 1150 is accurate for the velocity that this will put out. So it's a nice budget ammo. This stuff was like 50 cents a round. So I recommended him to get 80 rounds of it, and he did. I do want to show you the trigger pull modification. See, there's like no play. It's like basically nothing. Maybe a millimeter or 2, and then there's no play. Like, reset. I mean, it is the lightest trigger and shortest you're ever going to feel on a striker-fired handgun, and that's because it's, an upgrade. Not only does it cost, over $120, but it's also modified by me. Again, the only con to it is the fact that the safety doesn't work. So if you were to carry this, I would not carry this. This is a good car gun, good plinker, good home defense gun with a nice light trigger, or even a competition gun if you were doing a competition.